Many people contribute small amounts of money, so that if anyone in that group of people now that come together to contribute this money, if anyone is hit by a loss, you know, there's definitely going to be some financial issues. I mean, that person will be financially ruined. For instance, if your shop burns down, if your car causes an accident, if the breadwinner dies. All right. So, what insurance does in this instance is insurance steps in only, like I told you, like I said, we'll talk about it deeply, only if you are in that particular type of insurance, which we'll break down nicely very soon. Now, if you are covered about any of these instances I gave, like car accident, your shop burnt, or the breadwinner of the house, dies. If you are in any of these insurance policy, I'll break it down. If you are in any of these insurance policy, insurance will step in and do what it needs to do. So in Nigeria today, where accidents happen, prices of goods rise. We've talked about this one in previous episodes. Businesses struggle, and life generally on its own is unpredictable. Insurance is no longer a luxury. Back then, insurance is for the wealthy. Well, it is fast becoming a financial survivor too. You look at what is shown on the screen right now. We'll be looking at insurance then and insurance now. Let's look at how insurance was back then. It is seen as for the riches, for the rich people, insurance. And of course, back then, when it comes to insurance, it was always paper documents. It has to do with a lot of documentation with papers, files, and what have you. And the enforcement of insurance was very, very rare. Remember when we talked about taxation, when we talked about tax, how the regulators have their different agencies or sub-agencies that will go and enforce the payment of taxes. So it is, or it was, with insurance back then. The enforcement of insurance was very, very rare. Now, let's fast forward to the present day Nigeria, what insurance entails. Well, insurance is used by SMEs, that is small and medium enterprises, like I said, drivers, families, all right? There is, instead of the paperwork, paper documentation, we now have digital verification, which is very apt. And then there's this need for a stronger government push. So in the past, insurance in Nigeria was ignored, right? But today, because of the rising risks, like I said earlier on, we've seen from road accidents to climate disasters, insurance is now taking a new shape, which is forcing change as it is. So, like I said, we'll be looking at the different terminologies when it comes to, insurance. We'll also look at the different types of insurance. But first off, let's just highlight the common types, as you're seeing on the screen right now, the common types of insurance in Nigeria. Very, very common. The commonest type, we have motor insurance, we have health insurance, we have life insurance, and then you have business and shop insurance, and of course, agricultural insurance. Well, like you can see from all of the types of the commonest insurance that we have in Nigeria right now, you could see that insurance touches our daily life, whether you realize it or not. Well, before we go deep into the types of insurance, let me let you know that insurance is mainly grouped into two categories. We have the life insurance and we have the non-life insurance, or you want to call the general insurance. But before we go into the different types of insurance, I want us to get to understand some core policies, some terminologies used in insurance. One of them is policy. You heard me talking about policy. Well, for policy, it is the legal contract between the insurer and the policyholder. I'll break things nicer, don't worry. And of course, that have the details about the conditions, and the coverage. What this simply means is that it's a document, that shows where the insurer, in this case, maybe an agent or a company that stands as the insurer, and the policyholder. The policyholder is you who is coming to this insurer for a particular policy or coverage, as it were. And of course, this is where the details about the terms of how that particular policy you want covered, that's where it will be explained or shown to you explicitly. And of course, the conditions for that particular cover, and of course the coverage itself. So that's for the policy. Now, while I was trying to explain the policy, I mentioned policyholder is also known as the insured. It is the person or the entity, because it's not just persons now. You can also insure your business. All right, you insure your car, as it's about that later. So the policyholder or the insured is the person or entity who owns the insurance policy. Remember, the policy is that document that specifies what you are going into. All right, so you, the policyholder or the insured, is the person holding these claims. I'll give you the meaning of claims. And then the insurer, initially, when I talked about the insurer, I said it is probably an agent or what have you. So the insurer is also the carrier, the person who takes in your premium. All right, that amount of money you regularly drop, with this insurer. So the insurer is the carrier, the insurance company that provides the coverage and assumes the risk. So I told you earlier on, risks are involved. So who share the risk? When you pay your premium, it is the carrier or the insurer. Now, don't get it twisted. There is the insured, and then there's the insurer. The insured is you and I, or the business entity that is going into a particular cover, that the insurer, in this place, the insurance company or the carrier, so that's for the insurer. Now, while I was talking about the insurer, I talked about one word, claim. Now, claim is a form of a formal request made by the policyholder, that's you now, or the business entity. It is a request that you make, or the business entity that is insured makes to the insurer, in this case, the insurance company, for payment or coverage of a loss, in the case of a loss that is covered by the policy. All right, so when anything goes, whenever there's an eventuality, whether a loss, you, the insured, will have to ask the insurer for compensation. Let me use the word compensation. All right. So when you make that claim, or that business entity makes that claim, makes that request, it is known as a claim. I want us to understand very well. So by the time I start talking about some of these terminologies or these terms, you get to understand what I am talking about. And then there is the underwriting. These are technicalities. I would have skipped them, but like I said, in the course of our discussion, we will also be looking at that. So underwriting, it is the process the insurer uses to evaluate the risk of insuring a person or asset, and to determine the premium and policy terms. So underwriting means the insurance company now, will have to look at what you have come for. They will now evaluate it, kind of value everything that will be involved in that particular cover. Then they will now tell you how much you will now be paying regularly and how much you will, as insured, will receive in case of eventualities. All right. So, like I said, if we're going to do a part 2 of this, so be it. All right, because time will not be our friend today on this particular insurance topic. So I think we'll have to take a breather here. When we return, we will be looking strategically at the financial terms, because what I've been doing, I've been giving you the core policy and parties involved when it comes to insurance. We'll not look at the financial terms where we'll talk about the premium. If you heard me, I talked about premium earlier on. We'll not talk about another word called deductible, and we'll also look at coverage limit, co-payment, co-insurance, and of course, key coverage concepts. So we'll take a breather from here. When we return, we'll look at this.
At DSAG Engineering and Services, we anticipate, manage, and deliver. Since 2000, we have been a leading EPC company, ensuring customer satisfaction through quality service and timely delivery. With integrity, proficiency, and innovation at our core, we provide world-class solutions tailored to your needs. From engineering designs and construction to procurement, manpower outsourcing, and maritime supplies, DSAG delivers excellence. Partner with us today. Visit www.dsag.net or call +23 4807 254 8724. DSAG Engineering and Services, anticipate, manage, deliver.
All right. For that commercial, before we went on that breather, we were talking about, I told you that we'll look at the financial terms and other terminologies when it comes to insurance. Because if I do not give you these terms, the meaning, you will be lost by the time we go deep into the discussion for today. So on the financial terms, one of them is premium. And like we said, premium is more or less like what you contribute. Okay, the money you bring in, you pool your resources. It's all about, when it comes to insurance, it's all about pooling of resources. Okay, bringing your income to a certain place where it is now kept. Then in terms of in times of eventualities, on some risks, that will take place, that's where funds will now be pulled out. So premium is the recurring. It could be monthly, it could be quarterly, it could be annual. That's the money you contribute. It is the amount paid by the policyholder to the insurer to maintain the policy. So if you go into any of the policy, which we'll be looking at, any of the policy that you want covered, there's a certain amount of money that the insurer will have to tell you to pay, which is the premium. And you all agree, because like we said, insurance is all about financial agreement, okay? So you all agree when you want to be making the payments, whether it is monthly, whether it is quarterly, whether it is annually. All right, so that's for premium. Basically, it's all about the money you pay. Okay. Deductible is another word in insurance. Now, this is a fixed amount the policyholder must pay out of his pocket before the insurance coverage kicks in for a claim. For instance, 5,000, let's say 5 million naira deductible on an auto repair. All right, let's not go into all of that, but like I said, I will explain later. But for deductible, it is the fixed amount that you, as a policyholder, as a person, or the business entity, must pay. It's a must, because insurance, you have to agree on some certain things. So when it happens, it is a must that you have to pay that amount of money before the insurance coverage before that coverage, that cover that you're going in for, will start paying you for any eventualities. And then we have the coverage limits. This is the maximum amount an insurer, in this case now the insurance company, will pay for a covered loss. The amount of money, the maximum it can pay. So I've heard cases of people saying, for instance, an auto incident, and they want to say, the amount of the vehicle must be covered as well. There are some calculations that are made, wear and tear, depreciation, a lot of things that are, put into place. And so at the end of the day, there's a particular amount that the insurance company will be willing to pay, the maximum amount it will be willing to pay. This can be per occurrence, per person, and of course, on an aggregate limit for the policy period. We'll break down this as we go on when we look at the different types of insurance. And then there is a co-payment, or what we call co-pay. Now, this is a fixed amount. It's very, very common in the health insurance scheme, or the health insurance as it is, paid by the insured, that is you or the entity, for a covered service. For example, you pay, let's say 20,000 naira for a doctor's visit. All right, so this co-pay will cover for this as well. And then there's the co-insurance, which is a percentage of the costs for a covered service that the insured pays after the deductible is met. For instance, the insurance company will pay 80%, while you will pay 20%. It depends on the insurance cover that you are into. And then out-of-pocket maximum. Now, this is absolute limit in a given period, usually a year, right? On the amount that you, the policyholder, pays for covered services. Now, after this is reached, the insurer pays 100%. I think you see more of this, I think, in life insurance as well. So, other key coverage concepts, we have cover and coverage, which we've talked about, is more or less what you are paying for, that you are being protected for. That means cover, the protection provided by the insurance policy that you are into. We have the peril, we have the hazard, we have the risk. We'll be talking about risk a lot. A risk is the chance or uncertainty of a loss occurring, the chance of a loss or, unwanted eventualities occurring. This is what is being transferred to the insurer, that is the insurance company. So risk is always transferred to them. We have the liability, which is a legal responsibility for causing harm or damage to another person or their property. So liability coverage pays for those costs, and of course there's exclusion. All right, let's now look at the different types of insurance. Like I told you, we have two categorized: the life insurance and the non-life insurance, or the general insurance. For life insurance, this covers risk related to human life, where we can see them in whole life insurance. This covers the insured, that is you now, for life, and pays beneficiaries upon death. So when you go for life insurance, what it invariably means is that it's a policy that you are covered for life, and in case of death, your beneficiaries will be the one to now receive the monies that has been pulled as resources for the life insurance. We have term insurance. As the name implies, this covers a specific period, like let's say from 10 to 20 years. So is a term, is a period, very, very specific. They will always specify it when you go into that. There's also the endowment insurance. The endowment insurance, this cover pays a lump sum after a fixed period or death. Now, we have been looking at life insurance. Now, the life insurance has sub life insurance. Okay, that's what we've been looking at. We just looked at whole life insurance, where you are covered until death, and when the person passes on, the beneficiaries, mostly the family left behind, would be the beneficiary, the ones that would get the cover. paid to them. Then we talked about term life insurance, which is for a period of time. So after that period is covered, you will now be, let me use the word, reimbursed. And then there's the endowment insurance, which is the cover that pays a lump sum of money for a fixed period or upon the death of the policy holder. There's the education insurance. Well, this one is self-explanatory, but mostly it is to fund children's education. Then we have group life insurance, a whole lot of insurance policy under the life insurance. Group life insurance, this is mostly provided by employers for staff, and it is mandatory, it is compulsory. So wherever you are working, you have to, if you are an employee, then this must cover, you must have this cover, you must have this protection, group life insurance. All right, we also have mortgage protection insurance, which covers outstanding loans if the policy dies, policy holder dies. So if you go on as a policyholder, go on to collect any form of loan, this particular insurance will cover such outstanding debts, So those are the examples or the types of life insurance covers that we have under life insurance. Now let's look at the non-life insurance. This covers mostly property, liability, and other risks. Let's look at them. First off, we have motor insurance. Motor insurance. Now, this is an insurance that is very, very, one of them is very, very, key, which is the third-party motor insurance. It's very important for every motorist. As long as there is a vehicle on the road, you must have the third-party motor insurance. We'll look at the compulsory insurance because we have compulsory insurance in Nigeria in operation. There's also the comprehensive motor insurance. This is under motor insurance. Then we talk about health insurance under the non-life insurance, where we see the National Health Insurance Authority plans, yes, which is the NHIA. They have a plan, and it's under the health insurance. And of course, the private insurance, private health insurance. This one you can also insure yourself privately. But for the from the government circle, we have the NHIA plans. Then under the non-life insurance, we have fire insurance. This covers loss or damage to buildings and properties due to fire. All right, so we also have marine insurance. Marine insurance, this covers goods, ships, and cargo that are transported by sea, air, or land. That's for marine insurance. We look at also travel insurance. Basically, this covers medical emergencies, lost baggage, trip cancellation, and a whole lot of others in relation to traveling. So that's why it's called travel insurance. We also have property insurance. Property insurance is for offices, homes, factories, and equipment, covered against loss and damage. Anything in the office that is missing, or in the factories, or equipment that go are missing or are damaged. Property insurance covers all of that. We also have agricultural insurance. This is the type that covers crops, livestock, and of course farm assets. Basically, that's what agricultural insurance covers. And then we have accident insurance. I know you'll be saying, but there's fire insurance now. Well, that's different from accident insurance. Now, this is the type that covers for injuries, disability, or death. Accidents that record deaths. So when you have accident insurance, it covers all of this. We also have liability insurance. Now, under liability insurance, we have different categories. We have the employer's liability insurance, which is very, very compulsory as well. The employer's liability insurance, where he has to take care of, things and humans in his under his employment. All right. We have professional indemnity insurance. These are technical insurance schemes. We also have public liability insurance. Yes, these are under the liability insurance. For bond, we also have bond insurance. This has to do with in line with the financial institutions where we see fidelity guarantee insurance, yes, and of course performance bonds. All right, and of course there is the micro insurance, which is designed for low income earners. How will I forget that one? For low income earners and small businesses. So this type of insurance offer affordable coverage. Okay, so these are the types of insurance that we have and that is operational in Nigeria. We'll take another breather. When we come, we'll look at the need for insurance in Nigeria. Stay with us.
At DSAG Engineering and Services, we anticipate, manage, and deliver. Since 2000, we have been a leading EPC company, ensuring customer satisfaction through quality service and timely delivery. With integrity, proficiency, and innovation at our core, we provide world-class solutions tailored to your needs. From engineering designs and construction to procurement, manpower outsourcing, and maritime supplies, DSAG delivers excellence. Partner with us today. Visit www.dsag.net or call +23 4807 254 8724. DSAG Engineering and Services, anticipate, manage, deliver.
All right, welcome back. And we are still talking about insurance and its current state in Nigeria. We've taken a look at what insurance is all about, the types of insurance, and it is time for us to look at why do we need insurance. All right, so because risk is expensive, and of course, insurance helps manage the cost of that risk. Let's look at life without insurance. On the screen, you'll see that we have something on the screen. Hospital bill, for instance, 850,000 naira, and it's paid from your pocket. That's life without insurance. You go into the hospital, you rush someone to the hospital, and the hospital says, your bill is 850,000 naira, and you pay from your pocket. Now, the next graphics we have says life with insurance. And when you look at it, insurance pays bulk of the bill. Now, when the hospital comes forward to say, this is your bill, you just fall back to the insurance because you have a life insurance scheme working for you. In such a way, you don't have to cough such huge amount of money from your pocket. Instead, in this particular instance, the family is protected. So without insurance, one accident can wipe out years of savings. Now let's look at why insurance matters. From the graphic on your screen, you could see the different reasons. I will break them down really nicely. Insurance protects families from sudden poverty. It keeps businesses running after losses. Insurance covers legal liabilities, and insurance encourages savings and discipline. And by extension, insurance reduces government burden during disasters. So you can say that insurance is not about expecting bad things, but it is about being prepared. I think that's the best way to describe insurance, because most persons will just say, why am I going into insurance? Is it that bad thing wants to happen? Now, that's not what insurance is all about. Let's not look at insurance that way. Let's look at insurance as being prepared when eventualities happen. Let's take a critical explanation on how insurance works. If 10 traders, for instance, contribute small amount of money monthly. Let's go monthly, and let's say one of the traders' shop got burnt. You know what the group, because these are traders who contribute money, who pool resources together. What these other traders, the group now, because it's now a group that contributes money together, they pool resources together. Now, what this group does is to support this trader that has shop or his shop got burnt. That is exactly how insurance works. Just that insurance is holistic, is bigger and more structured than this small example that I gave. Now, according to data before us, coming in from the NICOM, which is the National Insurance Commission annual reports, and of course the World Bank insurance penetration data, it shows that the insurance penetration in Nigeria is below 1% of the gross domestic product. We talked about the GDP recently in one of our episodes. Okay, so insurance penetration in the Nigerian economy is below 1%. For South Africa, it's over 12%, the penetration of insurance. And you could see that Nigeria is largely unprotected. That's why I said earlier on when we started that it is something that affects both of us, you and I, everyone in the society, but it's something that is neglected. So you could see that the penetration of insurance in Nigeria to the GDP is very, very low. So one thing we want to look at next is insurance compulsory in Nigeria? Is insurance compulsory in Nigeria? Now, that's a very critical question. And of course, let's look at it. By law, is insurance compulsory? The answer is a definite yes. Some of it, by the way, not all of them. Let's look at the compulsory insurance in Nigeria. Now, by law, these are mandatory. These insurance policy or covers that I'm going to spell out. Motor third-party insurance. Motor third-party insurance, very, very compulsory. Like I said, as long as there is a vehicle on the road, that vehicle must have a motor third-party insurance. There is the group life insurance. Now, this is for workers. So for every employer of labor, you've got to have this for your workers. It is mandatory, it is compulsory. The group life insurance. Builders liability insurance. Now, this is a type of insurance, it's very, very compulsory. It's a type of insurance that has to do with work sites, people who are building properties, and of course, those who already own properties. As long as you own a property, a building, you have to have this insurance to insure those in the building in case of any eventualities like fire outbreak or collapse, which we've seen in recent times in Nigeria, especially in Lagos, where we see how buildings will just collapse on their own. So builders liability insurance is compulsory. There's the occupiers liability insurance, is in line with the builders liability insurance, where you have to insure those who occupy the buildings. Those who occupy the buildings. All right. So this is why it's called the occupiers liability insurance. It's very compulsory. And then the workmen's compensation. The workmen's compensation is another type of insurance that is very compulsory. And then health professional indemnity. These are very, very important. So let's just pick one out of them, like what the graphic is showing on the screen, motor insurance. This is the big one. This is the big one. Now, there's a law establishing motor insurance. It's called the Insurance Act of 2003. The requirement is third-party cover. Penalty, fine, or imprisonment. If you don't have this cover, you'll be fined or you just be imprisoned or be in jail. So if you drive in Nigeria, like I said earlier on, without third-party insurance, you are breaking the law. You are not negotiating that. You must have that third-party insurance as long as you are driving in Nigeria. All right. Why government is enforcing it now? I mean, that's the graphic we are seeing right now. Why is it that government is enforcing, especially this particular third-party insurance? Well, you look at it, rising road accidents. There's been so many road accidents of late, though the government is trying its best through the FRSC, trying to curtail the number of accidents on our highways. And then there is fake insurance papers. The reason why the government is really, clamping down on what is going on in the insurance space. So much fake insurance papers. All right. There's also victims left uncompensated. This is one of another big reasons why we have to go into insurance. Most of the victims are not compensated, most of them. And that's why NICOM, like I said earlier on, the FRSC, and of course the Nigerian police, they are now enforcing digital verification. Remember, we talked about the then and now when it comes to insurance. In the then, we said it was just paper documentation, while now we have a digital verification. So this is how the National Insurance Commission and, of course, the FRSC, the Nigerian police, are doing all they can to ensure that insurance, especially when it comes to the third-party insurance, is enforced with a digital verification. Now, all these are not my words. These are sources coming in from, of course, the Insurance Act of 2003 and, of course, NICOM and the Federal Road Safety Corps. All right, so I hope you are getting the truth right now about what insurance is all about. We talked about what insurance is, the definition, why you need to pull resources together. It is not about expecting bad things to happen, but it's just for you to get prepared for your retirement, for your business, for your children, whatever it is, any strata of the society. Insurance is something that should be looked into seriously. And we talked about the compulsory insurance schemes or covers in Nigeria. By law, it is compulsory that you must have these insurance cover. We talked about the motor third-party insurance. As long as you are a driver in this country driving on the road, you've got to have that cover. We also talked about for workers, wherever you are as a worker, as an employee, you must be covered by your company with the group life insurance. We talked about builders liability insurance, occupiers liability insurance, workmen's compensation, health professional indemnity. These are all compulsory, and of course, health professional indemnity. These are all compulsory insurance cover as it is. So it is not about, like I said earlier, expecting bad things to happen. I don't know why we always have this notion that when someone comes to talk to you about insurance, it's just like, especially when it comes to that life insurance, they say, but I don't want to die now. Why are you bringing such cover for me? Talk of another thing. But you don't know these things are very important, because when you go, in what state are you leaving your family behind? In what state? Okay, so this is one form of also preparing for the unwanted scenarios to happen when you finally say goodbye to this world. All right, so it's very, very important. It's key that we have these insurance embedded in our system for us to get to have this insurance scheme. All right, we'll also be going on another break pretty soon. And when we return, we will be looking at the reality check, challenges, and the way forward. In that particular sphere, we'll be looking at what there is a particular policy or reform that the Nigerian government has gotten into when it comes to the insurance cover. So it's not all about only in taxation where we have a tax reform. We also have insurance reform in Nigeria, and that act was also passed sometime in 2025 by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. We'll be looking at that. It's called NIRA, N-I-I-R-A 2005, which stands for the Nigerian Insurance Industry Reform Act 2025. When we come back from this break, we'll take a look at that and then wrap things up. Stay with us.
At DSAG Engineering and Services, we anticipate, manage, and deliver. Since 2000, we have been a leading EPC company, ensuring customer satisfaction through quality service and timely delivery. With integrity, proficiency, and innovation at our core, we provide world-class solutions tailored to your needs. From engineering designs and construction to procurement, manpower outsourcing, and maritime supplies, DSAG delivers excellence. Partner with us today. Visit www.dsag.net or call +23 4807 254 8724. DSAG Engineering and Services, anticipate, manage, deliver.
All right, thank you for still being with us. It's been a very interesting topic today and something that touches every lives of the Nigerian out there. Insurance. We've been looking at insurance and its present form. The present form of the insurance in Nigeria is getting better than how it used to be. And I'll tell you why it is getting better. We'll be looking at that critically as a result of the reforms that the federal government has put in place. Now, everywhere, across the scene, it could be in the market space, it could be in your workplace, everywhere you hear statements like, insurance is too expensive, they don't pay claims, I didn't know it was compulsory. These concerns are real, no doubt about that, and they are, in fact, hurting people and, of course, hurting trust as it is. So let's look at, before we look at the reform in the insurance space, let's look at the challenges in Nigeria's insurance sector. What are the challenges? Well, before I talked about the challenges, I said something about trust. Okay, so low public trust, that's one of the challenges in the insurance sector, low public trust. And I'll tell you as we progress why we have low public trust. Another reason is poor awareness. Poor awareness. The agents or agencies responsible for passing this information to everyone to get a better knowledge or understanding of what insurance is all about have not done their job properly. And that's why, most people are still asking such questions as, I don't even know that this is compulsory, especially for some drivers, where you tell them about the third-party insurance cover. They say, well, I don't know that it is compulsory. It is because they are not aware. And of course, there's poor awareness coming in from agencies that are supposed to be responsible for that. We also have another reason for challenges in the Nigerian health sector is fake agents. We have fake agents everywhere, who want to come in as the middlemen, in quotes, as it used to be. They will tell you, instead of going straight to the agencies responsible for such, instead of going to the insurance company, as it were, they will be the ones to come and tell you that I will stand on behalf of those insurance companies. In fact, we are insurance company as well, this and that and that and this. And before you know it, you have fake agents everywhere who, by the way, when it comes to, which is the next reason, delayed claims, when it comes to your claims, for eventualities and you want to have your claims, that is where you get to understand that these people or these agents that came initially to do this insurance policy with you, they are fake. All right, so on the other hand, there is also the delayed claims coming in from even some established insurance companies, So this is one of the challenges faced in the Nigerian insurance sector. Another thing is reforms. you know, like I said earlier on, which is, though it's saying that reforms are on the way, but the reforms are already in place. Like I said, there was this reform that was passed, the act that was passed in 2025, I think June or July 2025, which is called the NERA 2025. We'll look at that pretty soon. All right, so these are the challenges in the Nigeria's insurance sector. Low public trust. Now, I said I was going to come back to the trust issue. When you look at the delayed claims and fake agents everywhere claiming to be insurance agents or agencies, definitely the public, when you speak to them about insurance, would not want to even budge. They don't even want to go into such business of insurance, and thereby, dropping down, trust as it is. And that's why we say low public trust. I mean, when you hear people say delayed claims, or finding out that the agents that they were working with, the insurer, was fake. You understand? And before now, the way the insurance business was carried out without government interfering, I mean, to ensure that there's enforcement in paying claims and what have you, then definitely there's going to be low public trust. That's why I said I'll come back to talk about the low public trust. So this is one thing that has to be looked at, and which the new act is also addressing. I will not have enough time to go into the law itself because there are so many places in that particular act, which specified some improvement, and of course expanded some of these covers, and of course brought some fines and punishment for any offenders. All right. Now, what is changing? Because I know we're going to be looking at that very, very soon. What is changing? I talked about the new Insurance Reform Act 2025, which is called the NERA. And of course, there is the higher capital for insurers. For insurers, like the insurance companies, there's now higher capital for them. There's also the digital policy verification, which we talked about the before and the then and now. The then we said it was all about paper documentation, but now it is all about digital verification. So there's a policy in place that ensures that verification is done digitally. Now, micro insurance. There is micro insurance for low income earners. I just touched briefly on this particular one when we talked about the types of insurance, micro insurance for low income earners. These are people who are not probably in the salary structure thing or in the big business structure, but very low earners who are probably in the informal sector. So the future of insurance in Nigeria. Now, we want to talk about what is changing in insurance in Nigeria. The future of insurance in Nigeria is simpler, digital, and more inclusive. With the recently signed Nigeria Insurance Industry Reform Act, known as 2025, known as the NERA 2025, NIIRA, the Nigeria Insurance Industry Reform Act 2025 by the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. This brings about a sweeping overhaul of the insurance sector, which aligns with the country's economic growth target, which is a target of $1 trillion. $1 trillion. That's according to the financial regulators of the country. Now, this act, talking about NERA 2025, expanded several types of compulsory insurance. With the provision of this law and its implementation, analysts are hoping that insurance will become more integral to the lives of Nigerians, thereby driving penetration of insurance. Remember, I said earlier on that the penetration of insurance to the GDP was less than 1%. All right, so all I just needed to do, like I said, time will fail me if I have to go into the act itself, how things were spelled out in the act. So do well to get your hands on the new Insurance Reform Act to see the numerous changes made. Hopefully, like I said, we'll bring you an episode on this reform to simplify the new Insurance Reform NIRA 2025. All right, a whole lot is in that particular act, the NIRA 2025, a whole lot where I think one of them that was included in the act, in that reform, was for building. Buildings that are, not well structured, that collapses here and there, like we saw in the news recently. And of course, those involved, those occupiers, the compensation for them. And then for defaulters, for those who have such kind of buildings, you have that kind of buildings, and then you did not evacuate people on time to, a whole lot, like I said, you just get your hands on that particular act and see for yourself a whole lot of changes and addition to the former reform. Is the NIRA 2025. So that's the way forward for the Nigeria insurance sector. Lots of experts and analysts are very, very hopeful. I am hopeful too that with the new Reform Act, we're going to be seeing positives from the Nigerian insurance sector, especially on that penetration issue. We need that penetration a lot into the GDP. All right, so a final message I want to, like what you're seeing on your screen from the graphics. Insurance is not about fear; it is about preparation. Like I said earlier on, don't get panic when someone speaks to you about insurance. It's not something that is going to say, so my life is now being planned for death or for negatives like fire incident or motor car accident and all of that. No. But it is all about getting you prepared. So in Nigeria today, insurance is no longer optional knowledge. It's no longer optional knowledge. It is financial wisdom. It is legal protection. Insurance is, of course, increasingly now a requirement. It is now a requirement. It's not something that you just say, I beg, this will not concern me. It's for the rich and the wealthy, for the well-to-dos, for the high class in the society. No, it is for everyone. Like I said earlier on, it's no longer optional when it comes to being knowledgeable about it. It's a financial wisdom. When you go into that, you are just packing a lot of wisdom, financially. And of course, legal protection is involved, So know what you are covered for, which is very, very important. When you go into insurance, know what you are covered for. Know what the law demands, what the law says about what you are being covered for, and protect what matters most. Protect what matters most. So go for schemes or covers that matters most to you. All right. So that's a wrap on today's episode. I hope you've learned a thing or two today on insurance. Now you know that insurance is not for the well-to-dos, in quote. It's not for the high and mighty in the society. It's for everyone. All right. Join me next time for another educative episode on Money and Market. I'll see you soon.
This is TVM. TVM delivers breaking stories, global headlines, and the moments that matter. From exciting sports action to exclusive local events, we keep you connected. Celebrate our culture, people, and voices with powerful documentaries and inspiring stories. Experience premium entertainment, from trending music to urban lifestyle and beyond. Grow your spirit with life-changing messages and uplifting perspectives. Lead the way with bold conversations, fresh ideas, and thought-provoking shows. Wherever you are, whenever you want, watch TVM on all your devices. TVM, your world, your network.
In every democracy, power does not operate in silence. Someone must ask the questions, tell the stories, and shine the lights where others would rather keep things hidden. In Nigeria, that responsibility largely falls on the media. From newspaper and radio to television and digital platform, the media plays a powerful role in how the country is governed. Here on Explain, we're going to be looking at the roles of media in governance, how it informs, checks powers, shapes public opinion, and strengthens democracy. When we talk about the media, we mean newspapers, radio, television, and digital platforms such as news websites and social media. In Nigeria, the media reaches millions of people every day in cities, towns, and rural communities. From early morning radio to the late night TV news, the media is often the first source of information to the public. The first major role of the media in governance is information. The media tells Nigerians what the government is doing, new policies, budgets, laws, appointments, and national decisions. Without the media, most citizens would be completely disconnected from the government activities. By reporting the news, the media keeps governance visible and open to the public. Another important role of the media is acting as a watchdog. Journalists observe government actions, investigate wrongdoing, and expose corruption or abuse of power. When public funds are misused or leaders fail to do their jobs, the media brings these issues to public attention. This role helps discourage bad behavior in government and remind leaders that the public is watching. Because of media reports, government officials are often forced to explain their actions. When stories trend in the media, ministries issue statements, agencies respond, and sometimes investigations are opened. This process is called accountability. Leaders being answerable to the people. In this way, the media helps balance power between the government and its citizens. The media does not only report news, it also educates the public. Through discussions, interviews, and special programs, the media explains government policies, citizens' rights, and national issues in simple language. Radio programs in local languages and TV discussions help Nigerians understand how governance affects their daily lives. Elections are a major part of governance, and the media plays a key role during this period. The media educates voters, introduces candidates, reports campaigns, and monitors the electoral process. On election days, media coverage helps promote transparency and reduces the speed of rumors. This helps citizens make informed choices and strengthens democracy. The media also gives ordinary Nigerians a voice. Through phone-in programs, interviews, and social media engagements, citizens can express their opinions and raise concerns. This allows the government to hear directly from the people and encourages public participation in governance. Despite its importance, the media in Nigeria faces challenges. These include pressure from powerful individuals, threats to journalists, lack of funding, and the spread of fake news. Some media houses also struggle to remain independent. These challenges affect how effectively the media can perform in its role in governance. Without the media, governance would lack transparency. The media connects the government to the people, keeps leaders accountable, and helps citizens stay informed. A free and responsible media strengthens good governance and democracy in Nigeria. In the story of Nigeria's democracy, the media is more than just an observer. It is an active participant. By informing the public, holding leaders accountable, and giving voice to the people,
dear Lord, though my life has not been without ups and downs, sometimes I feel lonely when knelt and abandoned. Then I realize that you have a mystery of being faithful and never to fail. No matter what, I put my trust in you. The Lord will not fail me.
In the midnight hour, the Lord will. Even when money fails, the Lord will not fail. No, the Lord will not fail.
Can't you see him moving everywhere? Can't you see the glory fill the temple? This temple, the angels sing, holy, holy to the Lamb of God. And he sings, join in one accord. Oh yeah, the Bema. Oh, very great. We ask your name be God. Jesus. Oh, very bien. Oh, very bien. With your people. Listen one more time. One more time. Say, Jesus, we worship you, oh God. Come on, we need to worship the name of the Lord.
Yes, Lord, we thank you because you are alive. And because you live, we thank you, Jesus. Casting down my crowns before the living God. Casting down my crowns before the living God. I'm pouring out my own before the Holy One. I'm pouring out my own before the Holy One. Now I need you to just raise your hand and worship the King of Glory. Our God is great and greatly to be praised. There is none like him. Yes, our God is great. Thank you, Jesus. I'm casting down my crown. Pouring out my own. I'm pouring out my own. I say you are the living God. Yes, you are the living God. Yahweh, the living God. Yes, Yahweh, the living God. Sing you are. Yes, you are. Sing you are the living God. Sing you are. Yahweh. Sing Yahweh. I need you to lift it. Sing you are the living God. Yes, you are. If you have a prayer language, can you listen to the King of Kings? You are the living God. Yes, you are the living God. 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 Yahweh, the living God. Yahweh, the living God. Yahweh, the living God. Laying down my crowns, laying down my fears. I don't have anyone but you, Lord. I'm laying down my doubts. I'm pouring out my own before everyone. Can we raise it? Just the voices. You are, you are. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. I need you to raise it. You are the living God. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Sing Yahweh, the living God. Yahweh. Yahweh. Sing Yahweh one more time. Yahweh, the living God.
the saints join, crying, sing. We fall and cry to the one who was, who is, and is to come. He's my life, my own. Just about the angels. Oh, this is my song to you.
At DSAG Engineering and Services, we anticipate, manage, and deliver. Since 2000, we have been a leading EPC company, ensuring customer satisfaction through quality service and timely delivery. With integrity, proficiency, and innovation at our core, we provide world-class solutions tailored to your needs. From engineering designs and construction to procurement, manpower outsourcing, and maritime supplies, DSAG delivers excellence. Partner with us today. Visit www.dsag.net or call +23 4807 254 8724. DSAG Engineering and Services, anticipate, manage, deliver.
This is TVM. TVM delivers breaking stories, global headlines, and the moments that matter. From exciting sports action to exclusive local events, we keep you connected. Celebrate our culture, people, and voices with powerful documentaries and inspiring stories. Experience premium entertainment, from trending music to urban lifestyle and beyond. Grow your spirit with life-changing messages and uplifting perspectives. Lead the way with bold conversations, fresh ideas, and thought-provoking shows. Wherever you are, whenever you want, watch TVM on all your devices. TVM, your world, your network. This is TVM. TVM delivers breaking stories, global headlines, and the moments that matter. From exciting sports action to exclusive local events, we keep you connected. Celebrate our culture, people, and voices with powerful documentaries and inspiring stories. Experience premium entertainment, from trending music to urban lifestyle and beyond. Grow your spirit with life-changing messages and uplifting perspectives. Lead the way with bold conversations, fresh ideas, and thought-provoking shows. Wherever you are, whenever you want. Watch TVM on all your devices. TVM, your world, your network. This is TVM. TVM delivers breaking stories, global headlines, and the moments that matter. From exciting sports action to exclusive local events, we keep you connected. Celebrate our culture, people, and voices with powerful documentaries and inspiring stories. Experience premium entertainment, from trending music to urban lifestyle and beyond. Grow your spirit with life-changing messages and uplifting perspectives. Lead the way with bold conversations, fresh ideas, and thought-provoking shows. Wherever you are, whenever you want. Watch TVM on all your devices. TVM, your world, your network.
Good day and welcome to TVM's Metro Update, your trusted source for concise and reliable news across Delta State, Edo State, Cross Rivers, Nigeria, and the world at large. I'm Mara Samuels, and these are the news making rounds this hour. The Delta State Governor Sheriff Obrewere has sworn in new heads for 2 key agencies. The move is part of efforts to strengthen the MORE agenda. Obrewere presided over the ceremony in Asaba. Mr. Oko Sebastian Edopolo was sworn in as Managing Director of the Delta State Structures for Signage and Advertisement Agency, DESA. Chief Kako Stanley Esse took oath as Director General of the Delta State Local Content Agency, DSLCA. The governor said both agencies are vital to building a resilient economy. He explained that DESA will regulate outdoor advertising and protect the urban environment. He added that DSLCA will promote local content and empower Deltans. The governor charged the new appointees to work with transparency. He urged them to engage stakeholders and uphold the laws establishing their agencies. Governor Sheriff Obrewere has received the newly appointed Managing Director of Midwestern Oil and Gas Company. The meeting focuses on boosting production and Delta's economic growth. Engineer Mrs. Eluzino Olania introduced the new Midwestern during her visits. She highlighted plans for increased oil production and community development. The MD expressed gratitude to the governor for creating a supportive business environment. Governor Obrewere commended her leadership in promoting local content and job creation. He emphasized the importance of local-private partnerships in driving economic expansion. The governor reaffirmed his administration's commitment to sustainable practices. Both parties agreed on working together to ensure shared prosperity for all Deltans. The governor said, "We will continue to create an environment where businesses thrive and benefit our people." Now we move over to news in our neighboring state, Edo State. The Edo State government is sending its most forceful message yet to criminal networks. Under a direct mandate from Governor Monday Okpebolo, the specialized security unit, Operation Flush Out, has begun demolishing properties linked to suspected cultists and kidnappers. This aggressive enforcement of the 2025 anti-cultism law saw the leveling of a residential building in the Amagba community of Oredo. A site officials say served as a hideout for violent activities. The Edo State government has intensified its enforcement of the 2025 anti-cultism law with a series of enforcement actions in Benin City. Led by the principal security officer to Governor Monday Okpebolo, the state's special security units, codenamed Operation Flush Out, carried out the demolition of a residential property in the Amagba community of Oredo local government area. Officials state the exercise follows the arrest of 2 suspects allegedly linked to a recent surge in cult-related violence. In a related development, the government has issued a 7-day ultimatum for the youth leaders or Okaigile of the Obage, Ofunwegbe and Ara communities to present themselves to the Special Security Squad for questioning. Additionally, 5 individuals have been formally declared wanted for the alleged roles in local criminal activities.
For the community chairman, Okaigile, the Okaigile of Obage, we gave you 7 days ultimatum and it's still counting. We've heard that you've been ranting all over the town that the governor is not the Oba of Benin, but you must answer to the law. When the 7-day time expires, you will know whether there is law in Edo State. Then, Ken Dada, we are still telling you, we are still waiting for you. The days are counting. For your own good and for your own sake, you better come to the government house as soon as possible. That is for you, Ken Dada, and other Okaigeles.
The enforcement operation extended to the Upper Owa area of Benin City in pursuit of other identified suspects, while occupants of a targeted building claimed the individual in question resides abroad. The property has been officially sealed pending further investigation.
For everybody that has contributed to the killing of any innocent person in this state for the past 3 weeks, we will definitely get hold of them. It might take time, but we'll surely get them. For Etiosa George, we are after everything that connects him. The uncle is saying this is his house. We are sealing this up, and we are giving him 2 days to come and present these documents to show that it's his house. And then from here, we are going to Tesdami Road to meet the sister in the church. We will also see the church, see the grandmother's house, and see his father's house.
Squad spokesperson Eribo Ewanta reaffirmed that these actions are part of a broader mandate to implement the state's security protocols and ensure a comprehensive reduction in violent crimes across Edo State. The demolition follows the arrest of 2 suspects linked to a recent surge in cult violence. But the crackdown isn't stopping at physical structures. The government has issued a sharp 7-day ultimatum for the youth leaders or Okaigile of Obage, Ofunwegbe and Ara communities to present themselves for questioning. 5 individuals have also been formally declared wanted as the net widens. These actions are part of a broader mandate to implement state security protocols. We are ensuring a comprehensive reduction in violent crime. There is no hiding place for those who threaten our peace, Eribo Ewanta, the squad spokesperson, said. The operation moved further into the Upper Uwa area of Benin City, while residents of one targeted building claimed the suspect now lives abroad. The property was officially sealed. Authorities maintain that fleeing the country will not protect assets tied to criminal operations. With more communities under surveillance and the 7-day clock ticking for local youth leaders, the Okpebolo administration appears determined to dismantle the infrastructure of cultism in the states. And we'll move over to Cross River State. The Cross River State Police Command has debunked rumors of an active syndicate group trading on human organs in the states. The command made this disclosure in Calabar after a viral video alleging human parts harvesting in Isong Eyang Amakpa local government area, as it issued stern warning to Nigerians on the dangers of falsehood and misinformation, which may result into undue panic. The command, in a press release issued on Thursday, February 19, 2026 in Calabar by the command's spokesperson, ASP Etokpa Sunday, on behalf of the Commissioner of Police, refuted the claims, described it as misleading and unfounded. According to the police, preliminary investigations commenced upon receiving reports regarding the discovery of 8 corpses in an abandoned metal shed near a scrap site at Isong Eyang Junction on the 13th of February 2026. He noted that acting on intelligence, the team sprung into action, visiting the scene, and upon arrival, arrested one suspect, Sunday Ruben Ben, male 56 years old, who confessed to running an unlicensed mortuary with locally acquired skills. He urged the public to remain calm and desist from spreading unverified information capable of causing unnecessary panic and tension within the states, even as the command remains committed to safeguarding lives and property across Cross Rivers states. Now we'll go on to national news. We are tracking a developing story out of Kano State, where another major fire is currently tearing through a local market. Reports confirm that at least 50 shops have already been gutted by the inferno. The chairman of the market's fire committee, Dauda Haruna, says the fire broke out suddenly, targeting a section dominated by small-scale businesses. The affected area reportedly houses peanut oil, refineries, and plastic recycling plants, materials that have likely fueled the rapid spread of the flames. Committee Chairman Haruna confirmed that while traders made desperate attempts to contain the fire, they were forced to wait for professional intervention. From what we saw initially, about 50 shops have already been gutted and the fire is still burning, Haruna stated, noting that the Kano State Fire Service was already alerted as soon as the fire sparks were spotted. At this hour, the total extent of the damage remains unknown. Efforts to reach the spokesperson for the Kano State Fire Service, Saminu Yusuf, have so far been unsuccessful. We'll bring you an official statement on the cause of the fire as soon as the authorities speak. Still on national news, a grim scene in the northwest as we confirm a massacre in Kebbi State. At least 30+ persons are dead following a series of coordinated strikes on rural communities. The suspected perpetrators are said to be members of the Lakurawa group, an extremist cell that has been tightening its grip on the border region. The attacks, which occurred February 19, 2026, targeted remote border villages, leaving a trail of destruction and a population in mourning. According to security reports, the militants, an insurgent group gaining a foothold in Kebbi-Sokoto axis, launched organized assaults on multiple fronts. The heaviest toll was recorded in Mamunu village, where 16 residents were killed. Other affected communities include Awashaka, where 5 lives were lost, and Masama, where 3 died. Local sources describe a scene of chaos as gunmen on motorcycles overwhelmed local defenses, firing indiscriminately at villagers before security forces could arrive. The Nigerian military has since deployed reinforcements to the area to secure the border district and track the attackers. This latest massacre comes amid a heightening security crisis in the region, with the U.S. recently deploying personnel to assist local forces in intelligence and training. Now we'll move over to politics in Nigeria. Nigeria's legal framework for future elections has undergone a major transformation as President Bola Ahmed Tinubu officially signed the Electoral Act's Repeal and Reenactment Bill 2026 into law on February 18, 2026. The signing ceremony at the State House follows a week of intense and at times rowdy deliberations in the National Assembly. While the new law provides legal backing for electronic result viewing, it has sparked significant debates over the real-time transmission of results.
I followed keenly what you are doing. The essence of democracy is to have, very solid brainstorming discussions committed to national development and nation building, the stability of the nation. It's not as important as the history aspect of this. What is crucial is the fact that you manage the process to the extent there will be no confusion, no disenfranchisement of Nigerians, and that we are all going to see democracy flourish. It is time that we have confidence in our system. No matter how good the system is, it's managed by the people, promoted by the people, and the result is finalized by the people. In fact, for final results, you are not going to be talking to the computer, you are going to be talking to human beings who will announce the final results. And when you look at the crux of various arguments, maybe Nigeria should question our broadband capability. How technically are we today? How technically will we be tomorrow to answer the call of either real time or not? And as long as you appear personally as a manual voter in any polling booth, but ballot paper is given to you manually, you decide in a corner and fingerprint, thumbprint the party of your choice, you cast your vote without hindrance and any interference. Ballots are subsequently counted manually, sorted and counted manually. It's just the arithmetic accuracy that is entered into from ECT. It's still manual, essentially. And the transmission of that manual result is what we're looking at. And we need to avoid glitches. I'm glad you did. Interference, unnecessary hacking in this age of, computer inquisitiveness. Nigeria will be there. We will flourish. We will continue to nurture this democracy for the fulfillment of our dream for prosperity and stability of our country. I thank all of you very much.
In the Senate House, Senator Eyinaya Abaribe led an opposition charge to remove the manual fallback clause, arguing it leaves the door open for manipulation. Meanwhile, in the House of Representatives, a similar row broke out as the chamber rescinded its earlier December 2025 vote, which had initially made real-time transmission compulsory. With the 2027 general elections now roughly a year away, this law sets the stage for how INEC will manage technology in a landscape where infrastructure remains a key challenge. The battle lines for 2027 are being drawn with a new ideologist twist. ideological twist, I beg your pardon. In Abuja, the Village Boys movement was officially launched, a platform its founders call a moral alternative to the current political culture. The movement's convener, Mazi Tochukwu Ezeoke, who has styled himself as the National Village Headmaster, says this isn't just about geography, but a rejection of what he calls the city boy culture of wealth without productivity. Addressing a packed hall, Ezeoke criticized the current political tendency of celebrating affluence derived from state resources. He declared that his movement is built on earned prosperity, famously stating, and I quote, "We represent a Nigeria that works before it earns and earns before it spends." Ezeoke in his speech outlined a three-pronged philosophy. Wealth must follow value, power must follow service, and leadership must follow accountability. While clarifying that the movement isn't hostile towards cities, he pointed to former Anambra State Governor Peter Obi as a benchmark for the disciplined governance the group intends to champion. With the Tinubu and Obi camps already bracing for a 2027 showdown, the Village Boys are positioning themselves as the grassroots vanguard of fiscal prudence. Whether this moral contrast can translate into a massive electoral shift remains the big question. All right, we'll go on a quick break now. When we return, we'll have more news. You're watching TVM's Metro Updates. Stay tuned.
Welcome to Dursag Engineering and Services Limited. A trusted name in the oil and gas industry, proudly registered with the Corporate Affairs Commission since the year 2000. We hold several specialized permits with the Department of Petroleum Resources, are accredited with service and product codes by NIPEX, certified by Dun & Bradstreet, and proudly ISO 9001:2015 certified. Our head office is strategically located at 43 Airport Road, Warri, Delta State, Nigeria. At Dursag, our areas of expertise cut across critical sectors, including manpower sourcing and supply, both local and highly trained expatriate personnel. Engineering services across civil, electrical, instrumentation, and mechanical works. Construction and fabrication works. Specialized procurement and supply. Operations and maintenance services. And integrated marine services, delivering supply boats, crew boats, tugboats, barges, houseboats, and speed boats. We are proud partners to some of the industry's leading players, including NNPC and its subsidiaries, Seplat Petroleum, First Hydrocarbon Nigeria Limited, ND Western, Saipem Contracting Nigeria Limited, and Lee Engineering and Construction, among others. Over the years, we have successfully executed manpower, EPC, and marine support projects with a strong record of excellence. At Dursag Engineering, we are committed to quality, safety, and timely delivery, ensuring that every project meets and exceeds expectations. Dursag Engineering and Services Limited, your trusted partner in delivering world-class engineering and energy solutions. Welcome to Dursag Engineering and Services Limited. A trusted name in the oil and gas industry, proudly registered with the Corporate Affairs Commission since the year 2000. We hold several specialized permits with the Department of Petroleum Resources, are accredited with service and product codes by NIPEX, certified by Dun & Bradstreet, and proudly ISO 9001:2015 certified. Our head office is strategically located at 43 Airport Road, Warri, Delta State, Nigeria. At Dursag, our areas of expertise cut across critical sectors, including manpower sourcing and supply, both local and highly trained expatriate personnel. Engineering services across civil, electrical, instrumentation, and mechanical works. Construction and fabrication works. Specialized procurement and supply. Operations and maintenance services. And integrated marine services, delivering supply boats, crew boats, tugboats, barges, houseboats, and speed boats. We are proud partners to some of the industry's leading players, including NNPC and its subsidiaries, Seplat Petroleum, First Hydrocarbon Nigeria Limited, ND Western, Saipem Contracting Nigeria Limited, and Lee Engineering and Construction, among others. Over the years, we have successfully executed manpower, EPC, and marine support projects with a strong record of excellence. At DERSAG Engineering, we are committed to quality, safety, and timely delivery, ensuring that every project meets and exceeds expectations. DERSAG Engineering and Services Limited, your trusted partner in delivering world-class engineering and energy solutions.
Welcome back from that really quick break. Still on national news, the federal government is taking a bold step to bridge Nigeria's staggering medical deficits. Today, the Ministry of Education unveiled the Armed Forces Medical College, a specialized institution designed to produce a new generation of military-trained doctors and emergency specialists. This comes as the government reveals a national shortfall of 340,000 doctors, a crisis that has left the nation's defense forces with only 189 medical doctors for a population exceeding 240 million. Positioned under the necessary 6-point agenda, the college will be integrated into the existing framework of the Nigerian Defense Academy. It aims to create a sustainable pipeline of trauma surgeons, combat medics, and humanitarian response professionals. The strategic initiative was firmed up at a high-level meeting convened by the Minister of Education, Dr. Maruf Tunji Alausa, and the Minister of State for Education, Professor Suwaiba Said Ahmed, alongside the Minister of Defense, Christopher Gwabin Musa, and Minister of State for Defense, Dr. Bello Mohammed Matawali, and other top stakeholders across the defense, health, and education sector. The Minister of Education, Dr. Maruf Tunji Alausa, emphasized that this is part of a broader reform to double annual medical school admissions nationwide. Admission will be handled through JAMB, and upon graduation, these medical cadets will be commissioned as captains in the armed forces, merging world-class medical expertise with military discipline. By leveraging existing federal and military hospitals for clinical instruction, the government hopes to maintain high standards without the overhead of building new tertiary institutions. It's a strategic move to ensure Nigeria is operationally ready for both medical and security challenges. With the Lenten season and the holy month of Ramadan currently underway, the Federal Road Safety Corps is sounding a note of caution to motorists across the country. As millions of Nigerians participate in these religious fasts, the FRSC, I beg your pardon, is warning that physical exhaustion and dehydration could lead to a spike in road accidents if safety protocols are ignored. The commander in charge of the Shagamu-Ore-Benin corridor, Nasir Mohammed, issued the advisory following the start of both fasting periods this week. He is urging drivers, especially those on long-distance routes, to prioritize rests. The FRSC recommendation is clear. Pull over and take a break after every 4 hours of driving to combat fatigue. We are appealing to motorists to be cautious of fatigue and dehydration. Observe necessary intervals of rest before returning to the steering drive to stay alive, Nasir said. Beyond exertion, the Corps also warned against the temptation of overspeeding and wrongful overtaking as drivers rush to reach their destinations before sunset or prayer times. Adhering to these safety rules is essential to ensuring that this season of spiritual reflection remains a safe one for all road users. Now on to business news. A significant boost for the Nigerian economy tonight as a global oil price rally provides much needed tailwinds for the Naira and foreign reserves. With Brent crude currently trading around $69 per barrel, prices have comfortably surpassed the 2026 federal budget benchmark of $64.80. Analysts suggest this surge, fueled by Middle Eastern tensions, is providing the central bank with firepower needed to consolidate recent currency gains. The local currency is already reaping the rewards. For the first time in over a year, the Naira has traded below the 1,400 to the dollar mark on the official markets, opening today at approximately 1,344 Naira. This stability is being bolstered by the Olayemi Cardoso-led CBN's aggressive reforms, which have pushed external reserves to a high of $49 billion as of February 2026. Experts indicate that if global supply disruptions continue, Brent could reach $90 per barrel, potentially accelerating Nigeria's journey towards its $51 billion reserve target. While the geopolitical risks in the Strait of Hormuz remains a concern, for global stability for Nigeria, the petrodollar influx is providing a rare psychological and market milestone for the national economy. Still on business news, a major structural shift in Nigeria's oil and gas sector today as President Bola Ahmed Tinubu signs a new executive order aimed at maximizing national revenue. The president has effectively ended the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited's ability to deduct a 30% management fee from all profits, a move the presidency says is necessary to restore constitutional revenue entitlements to the federal, state, and local governments. The order, anchored on Section 44 of the Constitution, targets wasteful deductions previously allowed under the 2021 Petroleum Industry Act. Beyond the management fee, the president has also abolished the NNPC's retention of the 30% Frontier Exploration Fund. Presidential spokesman Bayo Onanuga clarified that the government views these deductions as unjustified, arguing that the NNPC's existing 20% profit retention for working capital is more than sufficient for its operations. These multiple players of deductions exceed global norms and have diverted more than 2/3 of potential remittances away from the Federation accounts. And this ends now. From today, all operators and contractors under production sharing arrangements must pay royalties, taxes, and profit interests directly into the Federation account, bypassing the NNPC as a middleman for collection. This reform is being described as a repositioning of NNPC Limited to act strictly as a commercial enterprise rather than a first-line spender of the nation's wealth. We'll bring you more on the economic implication of this order in our business segments. Nigeria's total public debt has hit a new milestone, reaching 153.29 trillion naira as of September 30, 2025. The latest figures from the Debt Management Office show a marginal increase of 900 billion naira, about 0.5% 0.59% from the previous quarter. This profile covers the combined liabilities of the federal government, all 36 states, and the FCT. Domestic debt remains the larger component, standing at 81.81 trillion naira, while external liabilities are recorded at 71.4 trillion. The DMO attributes this continued rise to the government's efforts to fund critical infrastructure despite significant budget shortfalls. With the 2026 budget deficit projected at nearly 24 trillion naira, the debate over the nation's borrowing practices remains a flashpoint in public disclosure. Officials have been quick to clarify that while the numbers seem vast, they reflect ongoing reforms and the securitization of previous advances. However, with debt servicing costs continuing to pressure the federal purse, all eyes are now on these borrowing funds will translate into tangible economic growth. Now we'll go over to our international news, where shockwaves are reverberating through the British monarchy tonight. Police have begun a forensic search for the former mansion of Prince. Police have begun a forensic search of the former mansion of Prince Andrew, the younger brother of Prince Charles III. This follows his sensational arrest on Thursday, his 66th birthday, on suspicion of misconduct in public office. The investigation centers on allegations that he leaked confidential government documents to the disgraced late financier Jeffrey Espien during his tenure as UK trade envoy. Images of the royal emerging from a police station have dominated front pages globally, from London to Sydney. After 10 hours of interrogation, he was released under investigation. Newspapers have described a haunted figure, a far cry from the dashing naval officer once regarded as Queen Elizabeth's favorite son. In a move that signals a no protection policy within the palace, King Charles has reportedly issued a firm directive stating that the law must take its course. While no formal charges have been filed yet, the misconduct in public office probe marks the first time a senior member of the House of Windsor has faced such a severe criminal investigation in modern history. We'll continue to bring you updates as the search for the royal estates continues. Still on international news, a new and polarizing symbol now hangs over the Department of Justice headquarters in Washington. On Thursday, the 19th day of February 2026, a massive blue banner featuring President Donald Trump and the slogan, "Make America Safe Again," was unfurled between the columns of the agency's main building. This move is being viewed as the latest step in President's aggressive campaign to stamp his identity on institutions that have traditionally maintained a strictly non-partisan image. The DOJ is not the first federal site to see this change. Over the past year, similar banners have been affixed to the Department of Labor and the Department of Agriculture. Critics argue that these actions, combined with the installation of political loyalists and the sidelining of veteran officials, blur the lines between the executive branch and the independent government functions. The rebranding effort has even reached the arts. Following a board vote last December, the John F. Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts now bears the president's name. While supporters see these moves as a fulfillment of a mandate to overhaul the deep state opposition leaders describe it as an unprecedented politicization of the federal bureaucracy. And lastly, in sport news, Michael Carrick is calling the Manchester United manager's job the ultimate role as he continues a remarkable turnaround at Old Trafford. Since taking over as caretaker head coach following Ruben Amorim's departure in January, the former United midfielder has steered the club back into Premier League's top 4, sparking discussions about a permanent appointment. In an exclusive interview on February 20th, Carrick revealed he was driving when he received the call to take the reins, a moment he says felt natural rather than overwhelming. His results on the pitch have been anything but ordinary. United have secured 13 points from a possible 15 in their last 5 league matches, including high-profile victories over Manchester City and Arsenal. Carrick, recently named Manager of the Month, has also been praised for his trust in youth, specifically the 20-year-old Kobbie Mainoo, who has become a mainstay under his leadership. For me, it is the ultimate role. I'm really enjoying it. I love what I'm doing. To feel that connection between everyone at the club right now, it's a real special feeling. I feel privileged to be in this position, Michael Carrick said. While his contract currently runs only until the end of 2025-2026 season, Carrick's relaxed aura and tactical success have reportedly made him the favorite for the permanent job. And that wraps up this edition of TVM's Metro Update. For more updates throughout the day, follow us on our digital platforms and stay tuned to TVM for trusted news and in-depth coverage. I am Mara Samuels. Thank you for watching and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.
Can you introduce yourself and tell us a bit of your background into software development?
Okay. My name is Paul Okodowa, and I've been working in the software industry for, say, almost a decade now, 8 years to be precise. And so it was, my introduction into tech was not so straightforward. It wasn't so straightforward. So I started from customer service all the way to customer success, and then I moved to content writing. From content writing then to learning software engineering. So software engineering to content creation, like edtech, educational content creation. And that's where I am now. So it's not been a very, very, very straight journey. But it was, I think my introduction into tech started when I started learning to build websites at the beginning, WordPress and the rest, trying to do, it was HTML. Okay, I think I'm getting it now. I was teaching in a school where I teach people how to design with CorelDRAW, Microsoft Word, those other stuff that we have those days. And there was this book in the office, and it has this how to build a website, very big book. It's from those O'Reilly, I think O'Reilly's how to build website. And I can remember that the first website there in that book was to build a website for a football team called Carnington Cougars. That's the name of the football team. And so I was following it bit by bit, just going through the HTML bit by bit. And I kind of really got interested because it was very easy to just translate what's inside the book all the way to the PC. That was my first experience trying to build website. And then went all the way to Dreamweaver, Dreamweaver was the terrible software though. So I went all the way to Dreamweaver, and then it was from Dreamweaver, just kept on learning, and then YouTube became very popular, and jumped into YouTube and started learning as much as I could. But it was, for the job part of it, it was majorly from customer success. So I didn't just go all the way to website, because I really did not know anything. I had the knowledge, but I really did not know how to put it into use. But I was doing customer success for a tech company. So that's how we just kept on going.
What was that inspiration? From customer success down to software development, now you're into content creation. Although I don't like using the word content creation as a job description, because even if you are creating content, you are creating content about what you do. So what you do is the job.
Okay.
So what was your inspiration towards all through this journey, from one point to the next point? What inspired you to move and get to that point?
Okay, so the first time I was building a website, very cheap website, then I got that job as a customer success guy. So I was paid 35,000 a month. I can imagine how lean that was. So I was paid 40,000, and then there was tax. There was not tax, it was insurance, I guess. And I think it was 5,000, and then it was 9,000 actually. So I was paying 5,000, my company was paying 4,000, and my take home was 30,000. But the guys those who were building software, they were earning way, way more than I was. So I was the one involved in scouting the customer, making sure the customer come do business with us. But I was earning very, very low, very, very little. And but aside the fact that I was earning little, I'm somebody who's very, very interested in being the one who's at the top and not the one who's below. So I knew that the easiest way for me to do that would be to build software personally, to move all the way from customer service and build software, even though that doesn't seem like the right thing to do in 2025 right now. But what I did was I was taking time to, upskill myself and sell my services outside what I was doing for the company. So I was doing customer success. I had things like templates on how to close deals. I had contract draft. So I had access to all the things that was used in that particular company I was working for. So what I did was that I started to freelance on the side. Not trying to build software like they did, because I really did not know the technology they were using. I don't know. I'm not good at the technology, but I knew the technology they were using, but I'm not very good at it. So I started to freelance on the side. So I started with website development. That's what I started with, and just kept on going. And then website development, I was doing website development for Nigerians, right? But you know how Nigerians can be. Somebody says, I'm going to pay you 200,000, and that 200,000, you will use it to design heaven and earth for me. So I wasn't so comfortable with kind of relationship I was having with Nigerians. So I thought, what would be the easiest thing for me to do for people outside? So I realized that probably my decision then, probably if I had continued web design, I would have been able to take it outside. But my decision then was that I was going to begin to build software, build web software, internal tools, external tools for people outside the country. And that's just basically how I just started, building all of that. So when I say I'm a content creator, maybe that's the wrong word to use, because I don't create content that makes people happy and all that stuff. So I would say that I'm a teacher. So I teach, I teach software development. Tech education. I teach software development online. That's what I do. So I don't really entertain anybody. In fact, if you're looking forward to be entertained, you won't really watch my content. You won't.
All right, now down to the tech, because I understand that there are careers or skills or businesses that thrive in the right ecosystem, right? So is there a developer hub in Benin, because you are based in Benin right now? Is there kind of a group, a developer hub, where you guys kind of share ideas, or what's the word, troubleshoot problems like in Benin? Yeah.
Okay. I think the good thing about being a developer is that you don't have to be in a local circle. right? It's a choice if you want to be in a local circle or if you don't want to be in a local circle. It's just a choice thing.
Okay.
It's not something that is very compulsory, like maybe like people who sell clothes, yams, and the rest. You don't have to. But in Benin City or Nigeria at large, they have various developer groups that you can belong to. There's a Google Developer Group. There is an Untitled Designers. There's a whole lot of different groups that you can belong to. You just have to probably find them on LinkedIn or probably go to Eventbrite and sign up for one of their events, attend the event, and you definitely become a member or become a friend to the people who, become a friend to the persons who host those design conferences, right? But for outside, you can just really start from Google searching. So people are very, I think the tech community is one of those communities where people encourage you a lot, even though people can still discourage you a lot. Because when you see people getting a lot of results and you're not getting that result, it's discouragement. But if you're just getting started, they can really encourage you. There are tons and tons of Slack groups that you can join. There are tons of online meetups that you can do. Some persons even do morning brew, like morning coffee sections, like every Monday, every weekend. So you just join them and you get acquainted with what's happening in your industry at that time. So you could actually join as many groups as possible.
So aside these internal resources, because what you just described sounds to me like resources made available by people who are in development.
Sure.
Now, are there other, do you think that in the government, state government, federal government have made enough resource available for young developers? And then if they haven't, what do you think is missing in the whole development system in Nigeria, developer system in Nigeria, from the perspective of the government, not within your group now?
Okay, I think personally that the ecosystem in Nigeria is not thriving yet. Privately, the ecosystem is thriving a bit, but the thing is everybody is doing things in silence, secretly in their rooms. I personally have been in my room for the past 3 years just working and not really coming out, right? But in terms of the government aspect of things, I would say a complete no. I would say no because there's a whole lot of things that is needed for a developer to thrive. If you don't have some very constant factor, you will not be able to thrive as a developer, irrespective of the part of the country that you are. For example, if you do not have light, you will not be able to thrive. Your productivity is directly proportional to how much light time you have and how much network you have. There's sometimes I'm working personally and network just goes off. Like I can't continue. Like probably I'm on a call and the next thing I just realized that my network just dropped to 0. I can't continue with the call and the person is saying, hello. You just have to wait for the call to end or wait for the network to come back and then you go send an apology note. Hey, I'm sorry, it's the network. So you keep on saying that same thing multiple times, right? So I don't think that the government is providing a lot of resource for people who are working remotely or people who are in the digital space. You have to cover up so many things yourself. I did a boot camp. We had 4,000 persons in the boot camp. Lots of persons, while they were on the boot camp, lots of them had light fluctuations in different part of the country, not like the same part of the country, different part of the country. A lot of them had light fluctuations. You won't believe that their laptop got fried. Many of them. Some of them, their transformer just went off. Wow. Their laptop got fried. So you can literally see pictures of people who say, hey, my motherboard just went bad. Why? Because light just fluctuated. There are some persons who say, I started this boot camp to learn, but in the process of this boot camp, they came and they took my transformer away. As crazy as that is, they took my transformer away and now I can't really join the boot camp. So I think there have to be adequate resources put together for people who are working remotely or who are building application, from security to light to even credit facility for you to acquire gadgets. Naira is not doing so well in the market. I remember when I started, say like 8 years ago, you could actually get a brand new PC for 90,000. That's how much I got my first brand new PC, 90,000. But now, if you want to get a brand new PC, you should be thinking like maybe 2.5 million.
Exactly.
So if you are a developer, irrespective of how good you are, there are some things that you will not be able to do if you do not have a very good PC that you want to use, right? So I think credit line will be a very good thing for the government to do. You borrowing money to get gadgets at 36%, it's a very, very terrible deal.
At DSAG Engineering and Services, we anticipate, manage, and deliver. Since 2000, we have been a leading EPC company, ensuring customer satisfaction through quality service and timely delivery. With integrity, proficiency, and innovation at our core, we provide world-class solutions tailored to your needs. From engineering designs and construction to procurement, manpower outsourcing, and maritime supplies, DSAG delivers excellence. Partner with us today. Visit www.dsag.net or call +23 4807 254 8724. DSAG Engineering and Services. Anticipate, manage, deliver.
Welcome back to the concluding part of this conversation. And before we went on that short break, Engineer Poye was telling us about the difficulty or what the government can do to make it easier. And I tend to agree with him because, these days, the tech and the media space are kind of an outlet for young people to make a living. We don't have people vying for conventional jobs anymore. People are leaning inwards towards developing their skill and making money out of it. I for one, I can attest to the fact that it costs a whole lot of money to get power for production purposes for a day, to get data for a day. So it's actually crazy, to spend 15,000, 20,000 naira a day just for fuel to power them because there was no national power. And meanwhile, you still pay for those. And there was one other thing too that I would like to chip into. There is also the difficulty in payments. Yeah, it's one thing I've noticed. I will go through a lot in this country. Yeah. You want to buy something online outside the country, you go through hell to pay your money. It's not like you want to take somebody's money. Your own money that you have to pay for a product or pay for a software or pay for something or plugin or whatever it is, you go through hell to get it. I don't know what policy operates that, but man, it's not fair to young developers. It's not fair to young tech people. So thank you for being with us, Engineer Paul.
Yeah, just want to chip in on that idea. Being able to collect payment as a person. So, if you are a freelancer or you're a tech person who's based in Nigeria or maybe other third world country, especially in Nigeria, you will find it difficult to make payment and accept payment. I think there are a lot of policies that's making sure that these so-called big guys are able to charge directly your Nigerian card, or as long as your IP address is from Nigeria, there's just so many services that you can't really access. Exactly. Just thinking of, I was going to pay for Google Cloud services just a few days ago. I tried my local card, it didn't work. I tried my foreign card, it didn't work. Tried a French card, it didn't work. It just doesn't work. This is something that if you live in the UK or you live in any other country, you're able to do this as easy as possible. But because you're in Nigeria, it's difficult. Even if you were building products in Nigeria and you're building for people who live in maybe in the UK or in the US, there is hardly any infrastructure that is based in Nigeria that you can use to charge that person. Right? You would have to rely on Amazon, or you have to rely on Stripe. You have to rely on other tools that when you charge that person, you are going to pay your tax to those other persons. I mean, recently I was taxed $33 simply because I was charging somebody penny. I mean, the amount of money I was going to charge this person is so low, and before I was able to complete that transaction, I was charged as much as $33 just to complete a very simple transaction like that. That's how hard it is for people to transfer money. So I think that's something that the government will have to look on. Else, Nigeria will not be able to compete in a global space. We'll just keep building fintech product, or we'll keep on building the same product for the same people over and over and over again, and which is very, very, very terrible, if you ask me.
Aside from even aside from even expanding the fintech, the tech space, I don't like using fintech because it's like fintech is the only thing we do in Nigeria. We'll come to that.
Absolutely.
But aside from expanding the tech space, it's taxable income that the government could actually do some. We pay tax to foreign governments simply because
every day you pay tax to foreign government every day
simply because we freelance.
Yes, everything you do as a freelancer, you're doing it majorly in foreign currency, especially if you're somebody, okay, let's say for example now, if you're working on Upwork, Upwork is a place where you go to bid for jobs. If you're working on Upwork, you first of all buy Upwork coins, they call it Comet. First of all, pay for that in dollars, right? And then when they give you, see how your Upwork money will go. When they give you, product to work on an Upwork, I think they charge you about 30%. So that's minus 30%. Now you have your own 70%. Let's say the person is charging you $100. You're charging the person $100. Upwork take 30%, between the range of 20 to 30%, depending on how, I think 10 to 30%, depending on the price range of the project. And then that person gives you $70. Upwork is supposed to send that money to you, but they can't send the money to you because you don't have
the facility.
Not just facility, there's government restriction as to how much money you can collect, you can receive from Upwork. You can't, Upwork cannot send it to you. So what you do is that you would have to open an account in America, but you do it through a private company, right? Those guys, they will then charge you a particular percent for receiving that money from you first. And then, let's say, for example, that the standard rate of Naira is about 1,600 Naira, as at this point, I guess. And then they too, that same company will sell Naira for you like 1,550 something Naira. So for every $1 that they give you, they collect from you, they will charge you 45 Naira extra after charging the percentage to collect the money from you. So you see, if you're charged, if it's 100 Naira, it's $100 that they are collecting, they are processing for you to your local bank account in Naira. They will charge you 45 Naira times 100, depending on the rate. Sometimes it can be as much as 100 Naira.
Wow.
Right, so that means you pay 4,500 Naira just to take that money from that virtual account to your Naira account. So you can see how much you lose. 30% to Upwork, you come down, you lose about 2 to 5% to maybe GigPay or any of these other two, and then they want to transfer it to your account, you lose about 45 Naira per person. So you see how much you're losing. If we had the infrastructure, right, it would have been very easy for government to handle that. Other countries are doing it. India handle their payment themselves. China does it. South Africa does it. Other countries are doing it. So I think the blockage in finance, so to say, we have the infrastructure because we were doing this before.
Yeah,
we had the infrastructure, but I don't know what happened. I'm not a financial expert, but I think the government just came one day and said, stop it.
I have my theory, but I don't want to say it here because this is not the platform for it. But I have my theory. There's something I believe is the reason why, because I do pay. I remember when AliExpress was kind of getting traction.
Yeah, you pay with your normal Naira card.
I pay with my normal Naira.
I used to pay with FCMB myself.
I buy stuff from AliExpress and resell in Nigeria. All of a sudden, one government came and said, no, I don't know why. They would give you reasons for money laundering or whatever. But my thinking is you do not throw away the baby with the bathwater.
Yeah, you do not stop 200 million people from receiving money from America simply because
a few of them will do money laundering.
200 persons are into money laundering, right? You know, I went to, do you know the funny thing, Lawrence? The funny thing here is, because of this issue, I went to FCMB to go open a domiciliary account because they said, okay, it's a domiciliary account, it's fine. Then I happened to have courses on Skillshare. And that first time I made some money on Skillshare, and it was about 72, about 100 and something US dollars like that. In order for me to, I made about $100 and something. So I wanted to collect the money. I put my FCMB DOM account as the account that you send the money to. Normally, it ought to get to you as dollars, right? You know what happened? To get that money from Skillshare here, right, they had charged me about $49 already.
Wow.
I'm telling you, just to get the money from Skillshares account to this account,
let's say 50, but they'll say they're actually
they're charging me 49 euros. And then when that money came, you won't believe the rest. It came as Naira. FCMB said it was a mistake or something. They sent FCMB converted the money to Naira for me by themselves, right? And I had to do you know how much got to me? From 100